Boom, 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 Chanka. Come on, my son, get in there. United absolutely just smashed and thrashed and slashed and mashed and bashed up. Gashed? Ask Linz. Over in Austria, how's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another post-match reaction show for you. Hope you're all having a good one. Shout out to Ian Greenwood, Piano Girl, Morgan Freeperson, John Bradburn, Alex the Rinconator for being the first people in this second stream, the post-match show. Thanks so much for joining me today after the game here. So what can I say? I mean, United have just gone to Austria and we've just absolutely smashed up LASK in their own backyard there. But what you have to say is that I kind of feel bad for LASK, or LASK, or however the bloody hell you pronounce it, because they're not playing with their crowd. Like, they've got a bit of a disadvantage here, unless the other game at Old Trafford is going to be played the same, like, which it may be, if at all. They have got a bit of a disadvantage there, not having their home crowd behind them in a game like this against United. For a cup final, which effectively is that's what it is for LASK Linz against Manchester United. It is effectively a cup final for them. You need a cup final atmosphere to get the best out of players, and they didn't have it. So they just didn't turn up. Don't discredit this performance by United. There'll be a lot of melters out there going, oh, it's only LASK Linz. LASK Linz are flying high over in the Austrian Bundesliga. They're a decent side. They've barely lost any games this season. They're definitely a good team. Now, they're not a top quality side. Are they Bayern Munich? No. But they're still a decent side who are probably well organised, well drilled, very hungry, good team. You know, we've seen it this season with the likes of Sheffield United in our own league, that you don't have to have the best players or have the biggest reputation if you're a good team. And I think they are a good team. I think they just did not turn up tonight for whatever reason. And United absolutely bloody had our filthy way with them. It was one of those, you know, we just did absolutely everything that we wanted. First half, you know, Ighalo's got the breakthrough goal. So happy for this guy, man. He's an absolute bloody beast. He's come in here just to help us out, chip in with a few goals, I guess. But do you know what? He's already looking like probably the best option we've got at the number 9 for us. And I know I'm not dissing Anthony Martial there. I'm just saying right now that may be the case, because with Rashford out injured, you're probably best off playing Martial on you know, the wide left position and giving Ighalo the props up front to be that centre forward, to hold it up and to bang in the goals. Because the way he took that goal tonight to give United the breakthrough was just absolutely classic buddy centre forward play. I think it was Bruno's played him in. He's done a couple of cheeky little kick-ups to tee himself up on the edge of the area and then lashed it into the top left-hand corner of the goal with his left boot. I mean, it was just textbook stuff. Fantastic bit of skill. Wonderful goal. Gave us the breakthrough, and it sort of set the tone for the rest of the game there. United pretty much meandered to a comfortable victory there. We just meandered. It was a stroll in the park out there for us. A stroll in the Austrian park. Get the face masks out, lads. But either way, you know, very, very good performance by United. The second half, we've absolutely bloody smashed them up. I mean, I've put in the title the different goal scorers in the name of the title there, because it was a great team performance there. If you look, we scored with all different players. Ighalo's got on the score sheet. Dan James. Let's talk about Dan James, because so happy for him. Dan James has come in for so much criticism for the last few games. Why, man? Sick of these melters getting on the 21-year-old's back. You know, who's literally just come in, he's learning, he's adapting, he's probably physically not even developed enough yet. Everyone's saying, oh, he's not fit enough, he's got no stamina. Yeah, but he's good, he's a good bloody player, and he's young, and he'll get better. And he was brought in to do a role for us, you know, to do a job. He wasn't brought in to be a Sancho. He wasn't brought in to be a Bruno. He wasn't brought in to be that type of player. He was brought in to be a utility player, if you like, a squad player, or a backup player. I genuinely believe that. There's no way United, even thinking, oh, we've got this great talent from the Championship, there's no way United signed Dan James thinking he'll probably have the game time that he's had this season. Because we've had to put a lot on Dan James, especially at the start of the season, and he was great at the start of the season, and he had a little bit of a ropey spell, and hopefully this is him coming back into some good form. Because the last couple of games we've seen from him, he's put in some good performances. Today, he's got himself on the score sheet, and I'm so happy for Dan James that he's done that, because it just shuts all the haters up a little bit. Get off the lad's back. Anyway, Dan James doing some good stuff out there today. He's tenacious, drawing fouls all over the place, taking people on. I've never seen a player get fouled so much as Dan James does generally throughout his career when he's playing for United. I know Jack Grealish gets fouled a lot. You think he actually leads the most fouls in the Premier League, but Dan James, man, he frustrates opposition teams. He gets by them with his pace, and they just have to sieve him down in the end. He's such a useful player to have because he's so good at taking the ball from transitioning from midfield into attack because he's so quick. He could just get down there. His final product's not the best. It's not there yet. He's got a lot of work to do. But he's 21 years of age, this kid. Okay, I think United are a little bit spoiled for our sort of bevy of riches in terms of youth players right now. Because not enough people are excited enough about the prospect of Dan James, to be fair. You're like, oh yeah, we got Wan-Bissaka 21, we got, Rashford's 21, we got these players, or 22, whatever he is now. We got all these young players like Dan James, he's down on the pecking order. But still, trust me, give it a few years' time, Dan James is going to be a fantastic player. It's as simple as that. And we've done a great job signing him at this stage, I think. So I'm so happy for Dan James to get that goal. Shout out to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in general, because this is a filthy game. Going away to LASK on a good run, bit of an unknown entity to us, I suppose. Also, a little bit of a tricky game to navigate, because sometimes players can approach these games with the mentality of, we should beat them. And often that's not the case, because football doesn't work like that. It's not who should win, it's that who's better on the day is what matters. And United were definitely better on the day today. Last Linz just didn't turn up. Solskjaer's got it all bang on right. His selection from the start was excellent. It's like, that's what we want to see. We don't want to see what, bloody Jurgen Klopp, the absolute melt job over at Liverpool, has been doing by selecting. What did he do in the FA Cup, playing a weak inside? What are you doing, Jurgen? Like, I feel sorry for your fans that you put so much heartache on them just for the sake of what? Resting a few players so you get 2 wins out of 10 games left? You've got no confidence in your players after winning all those games, prick. Anyway, what I'm saying is Solskjaer could have made some changes, but he has made some changes, don't get me wrong. We made a few changes, but it was a strong starting 11. Get the job done, shows the intent of the competition, shows that we mean business. We needed to get a couple of away goals, or an away goal, some sort of an away goal to take home to Old Trafford with us for the second leg. But in the end, we got 5 of the bastards. Scored 5 goals, ripped them to shit. And let's talk about Juan Mata's goal as well, because we had a late flurry at the end of the game. The last 10 minutes of the game, we've ripped them apart. We made some changes. We got fresh legs on. LASK Linz had just absolutely given up the ghost. You know what I mean? They were on their last legs. They were on their last legs out there, if you want to say. And Fred, let's just talk about Fred again, because Fred split their defence open with an absolutely penetrating ball, which has just completely ruined their whole team. Juan Mata's made the perfect run, and he slotted it away with a brilliant finish. And I just thought that Juan Mata, he showed that technical ability there, he showed that coolness in front of goal. That's great to see. And more importantly, I think Fred just showed what an unbelievable talent he is turning into for United. That City game was one of the best midfield performances from a United player this season from Fred. And this game today, again, he was probably the best performing midfielder in that team. And when you've got people like Bruno Fernandes playing and Juan Mata playing and stuff like that, that's very impressive for Fred to look so good. And why he looked so good is because he was so good on the ball, and he threaded the balls through for United's attack a lot of times today. Very effective from him. Me and Rincon were talking about it in the watch along earlier. Like, he's turned a corner. Like, people have to admit they were wrong about Fred, and I'm very happy to admit I was wrong about Fred a few months ago and saying that he's probably just going to be a bang average squad player forever, really, and he's never really going to live up to it, because the fact is he's turned it around. He's proved to everyone that he's got what it takes to be a United starter, not just in terms of quality on the ball, but also in terms of mentality, in terms of a bit of character, in terms of a bit of bottle out there. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Fred. So, honestly, he can't get enough praise. He didn't get on the score sheet, but he's a large factor for United controlling the game very, very well today. Was it as good as his performance against Man City? No, it wasn't, but it was still a great performance from Fred, and he's cut their team open. So, loved what I saw out there. Mason Greenwood's come on the pitch at the end of the game there, and he's got himself a goal, played on through there. I forget who played the ball through for Greenwood. But that was a great ball on through, and Greenwood's made the run, and he's just slotted it past the keeper so coolly, so easily. It's hit both the posts and ended up going in the back of the net. I mean, he's such a great young player. He's another one. 18 years of age this kid is. You don't get a much better complete player than Mason Greenwood at 18 years of age. Sure, you might get some that you could argue, the likes of Wayne Rooney at 18 was absolutely bloody unreal. The physicality of him at that age, incredible. Other players, sure, but he's, in my opinion, he's just as good as anyone, because he gives you other stuff. He's great with both feet. He's elegant. He takes his chances just so well. If you think about the amount of chances he's actually had, it's not that many, and he's banged in quite a lot of goals this season. So I think Mason Greenwood's something special, certainly one for the future. There's 135 of you bloody legends tuned in already on this post-match show. Thanks so much for sticking around. Thanks so much for stopping by on the channel. And please do the pig a favour if you are tuning in live right now. Smash a cheeky little thumbs up on it. Get your thoughts and opinions in as we go along. I'll be diving into the comment section very, very shortly indeed. So please do get involved, and thank you very much for being here, and do chuck the thumbs up on it. The last goal then, I mean, Greenwood, what can you say? Absolute brilliant finish from him. The last goal, it was like a calamity from their goalkeeper. Andreas Pereira's come on the pitch as a sub. He's got his head up. He smashed one from distance. And guess what? It was that much of a great day for United, and such of a good performance second half, that even Andreas Periera is scoring 35-yard screamers. Do you know what I mean? But in all honesty, it was just a goalkeeper howler. Fair play to Periera. He's got his head up. He's had a pop. It's on target. The goalkeeper just palmed it into his own net. It was a proper gash-tastic melt job from the last Linz keeper out there. You know, they might as well had, like, I don't know, like Arnie Schwarzenegger at 70 years of age in the goal there. Because, you know, he said, I'll be back. But in the end, he was gash-tastic. He was like a kindergarten cop out there. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with something. It didn't work. But either way, United were the predators out there. And we, you know, at the end of the game, you know, to totally recall it, I think it's 5-0 to United and we smashed them to bits. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, fantastic performance by United. I'm making some sort of Arnie Schwarzenegger Austrian puns here because we came up against an Austrian side. That's all I've got. But anyway, it was a brilliant performance from United. We smashed them up 5-0. Goals galore from all the different posse of the players. You know what I mean? Boys from the wet, boys from the red. Absolutely brilliant to have them scoring, absolutely fantastic to get the 5-0 away win in the Europa. That's what it's about, coming away from this game with a good performance, coming away from it not in a losing situation, ideally in a winning situation, ideally with a couple of away goals. And it doesn't get any more ideal than a 5-0 away from home victory against anybody, to be perfectly honest with you. It gets no better than that. And what you have to remember as well about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team here is, you know, he's not selected his strongest team. He's made a few alterations, a few changes. They've worked out well. There's lots of players on the score sheet. It was just generally, you know, an all-round fantastic performance from United. What can you say? Not like we even really ripped them apart. It was, you know, we did, but it's not like it was, you know, they were properly out of it. It was more like we had a massive flurry at the end of the game there where last Linz had just completely given up the ghost and United smashed them to bits. Anyway, get in there. We take a 5-0 win back to Old Trafford for the second leg. We're basically through, aren't we, to the next round of the Europa League, whenever that may be. There's all this coronavirus business going on right now, and competitions will be getting suspended, rearranged, all this stuff. So we don't actually know when that will be. I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that gets involved and who watched the watch along today. We had over 200 people in there most of the time today. This channel's doing some bloody bits, and it's down to you Bacon Brigade legends tuning in and getting involved. And if you can do us a favour by smashing a thumbs up on this video, and if you're new to the channel, subscribing to the video, that would be bloody awesome. Right, okay, let's get into your comment section then, lads and lasses. I want to hear from all of you. Please do get in here. I'm going to stick around for a while and we'll talk about the game, some of the performances in there, what this means for us. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'd love to hear them. Rachel Manchester's got to go. Thank you very much, Rachel Manchester. You're a bloody legend. Thanks for getting in here. Have a great evening. Ian Greenall comments and says, some say he is still diving for that Periera shot. Oh my days, Rob Green-esque, absolutely gash-tastic. We've seen so many howlers recently. Edison's howler, Adrian's howler, and now we've just had, whatever his bloody name was, howler for LASK there. Thankfully, it was, you know, we had De Gea's howler a couple of weeks ago. Thankfully, this one actually was in our favour, though. But it didn't matter. We'd already smashed them up by then. I'm really impressed with Ighalo's performance today, just how he took that first goal. I thought it was majestic. Very impressed with Fred's performance. Bruno's just Bruno. He's absolutely amazing. He's the difference maker. He's the catalyst for this Manchester United side. He makes everybody else better. It's as simple as that. What a signing. What a man. He's going to be United's driving force for the next, 5-6 years? And I'm looking forward to every single minute of that. I really am. Illy United says 21 clean sheets. Crikey, my friend. Like, literally, that's 11 games unbeaten now. That's 9 clean sheets. I mean, come on. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's doing some great things here. Defensively, we're sound. offensively were so much better. Like, it only goes to further back up what I was saying last time around about the fact that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can now actually do his job properly. He's got the tools now. He's got the Bruno. He's got the Ighalo there. So he's got the added tools to be able to get this team cutting teams like we should open. A little while ago, without the creative spark in the centre, without that confidence, without that catalyst driving this team forward in Bruno Fernandes, we would have probably really struggled to break them down. Think about some of the other games that we've had this season, you know, those Kazakhstani farmers, for instance, Astana. No offence to them, Jörg Schmersh and all of that business, but the fact is, they're pretty bang bloody average and United couldn't break them down. We found it very, very difficult. So many teams we've come up against this season, the Colchester Uniteds and these types of teams, we struggled against. Whereas, you know, now, with a top quality player like Bruno creating things and ripping teams open, and other players too, like Fred doing so fantastic well, McTominay coming back into it now, Matic in good form, Pogba still coming back into the side. All of a sudden, we are in a really positive position where we shouldn't be worried about anything, to be honest. We shouldn't be worried about any opposition we come up against, I don't think. We shouldn't be worried about the lesser teams not being able to break them down, because we're proving that we can do that. And we shouldn't be worried about the big teams, because we can prove we can tussle with the best of them. And even though we might have to revert to some counter-attacking defensive styles at times, we can get the results. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's proved that. So come on, my son, get in there! Smashed up last Linz. Have some of that, you bunch of Austrian farmers. Why are they always farmers? Do you know what I mean? Could they not be dressmakers? Maybe we come up against a set of Austrian dressmakers out here. Cress Wellsing, how you doing, Cress? One of the channel members, thank you very much for getting in here and supporting the channel. Says 29 goals in 11 games, 9 clean sheets. I mean, just oh my days. Almost 3 goals a game. 9 clean sheets in 11 games, 11 games unbeaten in all competitions. It's just brilliant. MBG comments, this United team would smash last season's United squad. You're so right. I mean, it's hard to say that, but I fully agree with you. They'd absolutely smash up Jose's Man United side from last season, or Solskjaer's United side. But certainly, this Solskjaer, this United side is the best one we've seen for a couple of years. And what I mean by that is it's going in the right direction. We've got a couple of stars in there. We've got players on form. Everyone's pulling in the right direction. And also the effort levels and the motivation seem to be there. Like, I can't fault the effort levels from the lads. They're absolutely working their socks off out there for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You didn't get that, I don't think, as much from Jose, to be fair. You know, you had Jose questioning his players, calling them lazy and stuff like this. I can't question any of the players under Solskjaer being lazy. I can't, you know. So I think it's brilliant what he's done in this short time. I think he's turned our fortunes around. I think since we've had Bruno and Ighalo come in, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing him actually have the tools to be able to do the job properly. Hey everyone, I'm going to get into your comments some more now. Smash a cheeky little like on this video and please do get involved as much as you bloody well can. Oh, just going to take it over to the PayPal donations here. Thank you very much to everybody who sent PayPal donations to support the channel in. You're a bloody bunch of lunatics. Ian Greenall, for instance, says, come on United. Thank you so much. We got one here from Matty Rush, ladies and gentlemen. The Rushmeister. He's commented and said, thank you so much, Matt Rush. He said, can we play these every week? Ollie really doing well now. Bringing Andreas on was clever. No pressure on him. No crowd. Ighalo is a baller. Great show, pig. Matt Rush, thank you so much, mate. Yeah, I fully agree. Like, he did a great job today. Like, once you got the job done, you might as well bring your melters like Periera on and Chong on, to be fair. And actually, it was Chong who played the killer pass through for Mason Greenwood. I just remembered now. Credit to Chong for that pass. But at that time, the game was done. But he has just signed a new contract. But anyway, the point I'm making is, you do save your best players. You do take your best players off when the jobs are good and the job's done. That's what he did. There was no pressure on him. He made the right substitutions, made the right changes, and rested the right players. And I think it's all in all a great managerial display by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You cannot get any better than that. People will say, Matty Rush, people will say, that it's just LASK Linz and it's easy. But no, it's not. No team that's won as many as they have, in any European league is a pushover, I don't think. And especially away from home. The only thing is, I guess we had it in our favour, like I said at the start, the fact that they didn't have their home crowd behind them. That makes a big difference, They lost out there. People call it the 12th man for a reason, So they definitely missed out there. Will it be the same for United in the return leg? We shall see. Also, I want to give a massive shout out here to... Oh, no, that was it. That was, sorry, Matty Rush and Ian Greenall. Thank you so much. Bloody legends. There's over 100 of you people tuning in for this post-match show. Thank you so much for being here. Gungers says, players like Fred and Bruno have shown that attitude and level of commitment needed at United. fully agree, Gungsha. I mean, you can't fault the way that Fred's turned it around. You can't fault the way that that Matic has turned it around, that Luke Shaw's turned it around recently. I love the attitude. I love what they've done. And like you say, Bruno's attitude since coming in, it's like he's not failing at United. He's not even considering failing at United. He's coming in there and he's going to have an impact in these games. He's going to drag his teammates forward. He's going to improve the side, by hook or by crook. And you can see that out there by how he plays, by the effort levels of him. Nobody's trying harder out there than Bruno Fernandes. He's that sort of guy. He's tenacious. And I'm really loving it. I'm loving what I'm seeing from him. So I fully agree there. JP says Ighalo way more value for money than Lukaku. Absolutely, he's as good as Lukaku in my opinion. You know, gives you something different. I mean, that finish tonight that he took so coolly. I was going to say, you wouldn't see that from Lukaku where he's teed himself up with the kick-ups and stuff. But Lukaku has scored a lot of goals, to be fair, so maybe I'm being a little bit harsh. But just for United, his first touch is not as good as Ighalo's, I don't think. Follow Shady Olan Rawaju comments, glory, glory, Man United. This is the Manchester United we used to know. Absolutely. Now you're just somebody that you used to know. Somebody. Anyway, thank you very much for that, Follow Shade. Appreciate that. Yeah, I think this is the United we used to know. It's like an old friend. Everything feels so right. But we've been missing them for a long time, and finally they seem to be back. Hopefully they're not going to be snatched away from us again. Hopefully Solskjaer can keep it going. Hopefully the lads can keep it going. With the players we got, with the form we're in, with the character we're showing, with the players stepping up, even the poorer players that were not performing earlier in the season are looking great now. People like Maguire's looking solid at the moment. People like Luke Shaw. People like, Matic and Fred. They've really stepped up now. Mata has come into it and looked much better recently too. Now Bruno's around the gap. Bruno's just given every single player a lift. Let's talk about Eric Bailly then. Because Eric Bailly did get some sort of an injury during that game, didn't he? Too reckless for his own good. He come off the pitch. Oh my days. So excited about the prospect of the partnership of Eric Bailly and Harry Maguire. But, we're never going to see Bailly and Slabby at the back together if he keeps being so reckless and keeps getting injured all the time. Like, how long's he out for now? Hopefully not long. Hopefully it's just a little twinge or whatever. But doesn't look good, man. Now we've got to go back to having bloody Victor Dwindloff at the back with Maguire. Which I think, Dwindloff and Maguire, it's more like bloody Dwindloff and Mugwire. Because they don't work well together. I think it's, what you need is Bailly and Slabby at the back there doing the bits. And that's good, but he's just so injury prone, man. Ian T says, Ollie in, get in there. Come on. Alex Dualibi Wilson says, this is a good prelude for next season. Get a few players in the summer. We should have a squad good enough then. Fully agree, Alex. Like, that is such a good point. Like, this is early days. It's early days for Solskjaer. He still only had a year. Still had to ship a load of the shite out. Still had to sign a bunch of players. Has signed a whole bunch of great players. Still needs more players. Still needs a holding CDM probably. Still needs a winger. Still needs another forward or make Ighalo permanent. We have a bit of work to do at United, to be fair, before we're anywhere near the finished article. But we're not that far away. We're not that far away. If you think about it, we've got a world-class keeper. Whether or not he'll be here next season, that's another debate. But we've got a world-class keeper. We've got a world-class right-back. We've potentially got world-class centre-backs. We've got, a top-class left-back in Luke Shaw when he's on his day, and a potential world-class left-back in Brandon Williams one day down the line. So young, who knows? We've got a very solid central defensive midfielder in Fred, who's also great at threading balls through like he showed today and splitting defences open. One thing he doesn't get enough credit for. He's been doing that recently too. Not only just buzzing around and keeping hold of it and making the interceptions and the challenges and being a good all-round sort of box-to-box midfielder, but actually he's cutting teams open recently. He did it again tonight. Great to see. And Matic is stepping up. Look, Matic and Fred on paper, they're not up to the standard, really, on paper. But it's not played on paper, and they've been doing great recently, so I'm loving it. Matty Dixon says, have subscribed tonight. Thanks, Pig. Nice one. Great to have you on board, Matt Dixon. Tell your friends, tell your granny, whoever. Let everyone know that you've joined the Bacon Brigade on Flying Pig United and that they should too. No, thank you very much for that, pal. Honestly, everybody who's getting in here, all the new subscribers or new viewers who've never been a part of this channel, we do post-match reactions and also live shows, watch-alongs, Manchester United news, absolutely everything for the big game. So please do subscribe if you're new to the channel and get your thoughts and opinions in. If I've never heard from you before, like Matt just a moment ago, I'd love to hear from you tonight. Please do get involved. It's an interactive channel. The Bacon Brigade will make you feel welcome. This is a great community of legends on here. So do get involved. Derek Jason, how you doing, Derek? He says, it hurts so much, but I think this is the last UEFA game to be played this season for United. Glory, glory, lovely game. Glory, glory, Man United. I agree with you, Derek Jason. Spot on way to end it. If it is going to be the last game we see for a while, which I agree with you, Derek, sadly, I think it's going to be. You're seeing La Liga has been suspended. You're seeing Serie A has been suspended. It's going to happen. The NBA's been suspended. All sorts of sporting events been suspended. And it's going to be no different for the Premier League. It's going to be no different for the European competitions, as we say. I believe UEFA are making a meeting very soon to, or maybe not soon enough, but soon to discuss what's going to happen and what their action plan is for dealing with the coronavirus in terms of football and how to approach it with the current, you've got to think about it. It's so much, oh my days, the economic ramifications, talking about the European Championships coming up, all the different domestic leagues need to be sorted and settled out. I mean, what do? Do you just end the league right now where it is? Would you take that, lads and lasses? Would you give Liverpool the title right now? They're going to win it anyway. Would you take the Champions League qualification for United right now? If they did end it, I'd say spot on. Do you know what I mean? I'd be reasonably happy with that. Because, we'd get the Champions League, but they won't do that because it's not a full season. That's what's wrong about it. You cannot just have like the season end 10 games early. It's not a full season then. That's why they call it a season, because it's who's the most seasoned at the end of it, who's the top at the end of the season. Do you know what I mean? It's not called a half season or a short season. It's a full season. So you can't do it. You'd have to continue playing the games at another time, I think. Chris Welsing says Olympics in Japan will be cancelled too. Yeah, it's going to have massive ramifications everywhere. Ria GV says, think most sporting events will be suspended / cancelled. Yeah, I think that's a fair thing to estimate as well, my friend. Richard James says, is Liverpool not getting the title an actual possibility? I don't think it can be. I don't think they can not give it to Liverpool, I don't think they'll end the season early, but I think they'll have to give it to them down the line. I think the season will have to be finished, or some sort of agreement will have to be put into place. Like, I don't know what it will be, but it's like, realistically, if ever there was a season where you could just let whoever's out in front have it and finish the season now, then you would. But there's no way, it's not fair. The relegation teams, the teams that have just missed out in the top 5 places, they could not just end the season right now. It would just be too harsh. You can't do that. It's not because you can't choose your fixtures. Like, you could have all the hardest teams left to play, or you could have all the easiest teams left to play, and that could massively impact the season. So it's just not fair to end it. So they'd have to rearrange it, or I don't know. I really don't know. It's a strange one. It's hard to know what they're going to do, but I just hope that it gets resolved. I do hope there's going to be some football on. I mean, I'd rather there be... I know that game tonight was very strange, and it wasn't like the usual atmosphere, and there was no noise, and it was really weird, and it was like a training ground exercise. But I'd actually rather they just kept doing that for now. Just screen all the players. You can screen all the players. You can't screen all the fans. That's the difference. And the fans, we're still going to all watch at home. And the players, as long as they pass, then they are going to be able to play out there on the pitch. But the fact is, this is the other thing, though. Like... if some of their players, say Arsenal, say if 3 of Arsenal players test positive for coronavirus, well, then it's an unfair decision to carry on with the season for Arsenal then, isn't it? If they've got coronavirus players and they can't choose players, like, then it's like, oh, their squad's decimated. Well, everyone's squad's decimated. Okay, well, we can't continue. So really what's going to happen is they're either going to have to, I don't know what they're going to do. It's just speculation right now. We'll see what happens. What do you think the best course of action is? Would you suspend the league? Would you finish the season behind closed doors and just say to hell with it? If you're unlucky enough to have a whole team of players with coronavirus, that's just going to have to be it. Or do you say let's pick it up again in June and forget the European Championships? Like, let's just have a couple of months break, the whole of Europe. Instead of having the European Championships this year, everyone finishes their league between, June and July. Instead of April or May, you have, June and July, or May, June and July to finish off the season, and we just have a little break now. And then the European Championships gets pushed back to next summer, 2021. That might be a workaround, but it depends where we're all at in the, in June. It really depends where we're all at. Ryan Burberspin9 thinks we should suspend. And if things are better, carry on instead of Euros. There you go. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Suspend it, carry on instead of the Euros. Makes a lot of sense to me, that one. Marshall Grana says Jurgen blames the bottle job on CD19. Yeah, I mean, he basically, he's a bit bitter, old Jurgen, to be fair. Floppy, joppy, cloppy, galoppy over there, having all sorts of floppy mares with Liverpool recently. Sure, they're going to win the league. It'd be amazing if they didn't, though, wouldn't it? It'd be amazing if we just wrote this Premier League campaign off. They can't do that. But it would be amazing if that happened. But yeah, yesterday, going out to Simeone, shut up, Klopp. Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants to see those absolutely ridiculously white gnashers flapping anymore, son. All right, we've had enough of it this season, Kloppy. Just graciously say that they were the better team and they've done the number on us, and tactically and defensively they were class. That's what you should have said, Klopp, you melt. But anyway, there you go. Devil of a Red says, will the virus get past Klopp's teeth? It's very difficult to say. Probably not. Not much does. Alex Dualibi Wilson says, Jurgen got what was coming. Yeah, very, very true. I love this one. Ultimate treble. He says, United 20, COVID-19, Liverpool 18. Whoever that was who put that in there earlier as well, you're a bloody legend. United 20, COVID-19, Liverpool 18. Oh, that's if they miss out on their title, of course. Thank you very much, Chris Welsing. You're a bloody legend. Matty Dixon says, hee, floppy, cloppy. Yeah, you're not wrong there. I mean, he's just had a nightmare, hasn't he? I just don't understand how they can look so good and be so dominant in the Premier League, and then he can just flop it out in the FA Cup like they did. He literally flopped it out on a plate for them and just said, have it. Do you know what I mean? In the FA Cup, really, with that selection. And then the Watford game, they got smashed up 3-0, didn't they? Lost their invincibles this season. And then, of course, they've got dumped out the Champions League. So it's really not been a good week for Liverpool. It's so funny as well, because literally a couple of weeks ago, all these major pundits are going, this is the greatest Liverpool side we've ever seen. This is the greatest Premier League side we've ever seen. How can you be the greatest Premier League side you've ever seen when you're losing to teams like Atletico Madrid, a 7th in bloody La Liga over there? How can you be the greatest team when you're getting bottle jobbed by Watford 3-0 to lose your invincibles? How can you be the team when you get dumped out the cup for choosing shite sides? How can you be the best when you've not done the treble like the 99 side did? You could even say that Arsenal side, because they did finish unbeaten. That's a special side. Okay, they might have drawn a whole bunch of games, but they still went unbeaten. They're the only team to do that. They hold a special place in Premier League history. But Liverpool, this will be their first bloody title. Like, stay in your lane, Jurgen Klopp. Do you know what I mean? Stay in your lane. Leave the multiple titles in a season up to the big boys. Leave it up to the big boys, Kloppy. Oh, dear. Rex the Boss Gaming comments, the Scouts have always got an excuse. How dare they compare that to United 99? I know, it's ridiculous. I mean, that 99 side, Liverpool have lost way more games than that United 99 side did in all competitions this season, and they've only lost one in the Prem. So overall, they've actually not been as strong as that 99 side anyway, and that 99 side won all the trophies. It's all about winning the trophies, It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning. You've got to win the trophies. Treble, my son, absolutely. Stefan comments, mate, they are still World Cup champions. Who are we talking about now? Liverpool World Club Cup champions, do you mean? Or are we talking about somebody else? Because they are World Club Cup champions, yeah. Fair enough, and they're the European champions, I get that. But, end of the day, mate, like, they've bottled it out. They've bottled out the Champions League. They're not going to be Club World Champions next year because they bottled out the Champions League. And also, they've lost their invincible run. They're also out the cup. Like, come on. Yeah, fair enough, they're doing great. They're going to win the league, and that is an amazing achievement. It is. They're the best team in the league this year. That's why they're first. That's why they've only lost once and drawn once. Amazing record, like, whatever you say. But still, it's about winning things. Jarvis Cocker says, how about Greenwood? First United teenager to score 5 goals in the European Cup. Wow, mate, that is mad. He's scored 5 teenage European goals. He's an amazing talent. He's one for the future. He's one for right now. Only getting better, only maturing. Seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. Seems like a mature lad. I am loving what I'm seeing from Mason Greenwood, Professional, nice guy, great finisher, great with both feet, vision, execution, natural finishing. What more do you want? Brilliant player. Love it. So much hope for the future with Mason Greenwood around. Greenwood, Rashi, Williams, Wan-Bissaka, James. So many young, great players at this football club. In a few years' time, they're going to be mustard. They're going to be absolute Colonel bloody mustard. Do you know what I mean? And we're going to have Professor Plum in the centre of the park still. Bruno Fernandes. Just absolutely being fruity. Yeah, Rex the Boss says United 99 won at all costs. So true, you know, never say die, that's it. That was a special, special side. Marshall Grana says, can listen to liver spots ball busting all day long. I know what you mean, Marshall. Well, look, I'm sorry, but any Scousers watching, like, it's no hard feelings. I know we get a few Scousers in here, you know, Elysium NZ is one, and we get a few, to be fair, and it's always good banter and that, but yeah, don't compare us to that. Don't compare your Liverpool side to that 99 side, because they pale in comparison. They really do. They're absolutely bloody fantastic compared to that 99 side. That was just a special side. Solskjaer, Sheringham, Cole, Yorkie as the 4 attackers, you know. Yeah, Butt and Keno and Scholesy and Giggsy and just an incredible, incredible side. So yeah, you can't even compare it in my opinion. Sure, Firmino and Salah and Mane, that's brilliant, but come on, you ain't won the treble, have you, lads? You ain't won the treble. Big God Bob says, we've had Spider-Wan, now we've got Super Bruno. So true, you know. And what can we come up with, Ighalo? The Incredible Ighalo? No, let's go for Iron Ighalo. Yeah, and we've got Iron Ighalo up top there, smacking in the goals. Come on, it's beautiful. It's like we've got a whole host of Marvel superheroes out there in the pitch at the moment for us. Right, okay. I'm going to pretty much wrap this one up, lads and lasses. Thank you very much, Marshall Granner. Thank you very much, Ian T. Here, Snark, JP, Derek Jason, Rex the Boss Gaming, Cress Welsing says Iron Ighalo. Let's go for him. Do you know what I mean? He's like Tony Stark as well, because he is actually a millionaire as well, so it does make a lot of sense. But anyway, thank you to Ighalo. Thank you for his service. Thank you for his happiness. Thank you for his character. Thank you for his niceness. Thank you for his, you know, humbleness. Like, thank you, Ighalo. Like, honestly, what a breath of fresh air. He's the sort of player you want to sign, isn't he? He comes to the club, he says all the right things, and he hits the ground running, and he looks happy playing for United. Looks like he's trying his socks off out there for United. That's the sort of signing that we need. So thank you, Ighalo, anyway. He's an absolute beast. I bloody love him. I bloody love Ighalo. I think I've got a proper man crush on Ighalo right now, to be fair, which is messed up. But anyway, I might go gay for Ighalo. I'm just saying it. That's it. We're going to wrap it up here, lads and lasses. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're all a bunch of bloody legends for getting in here. Just at the end, I have to read this out because I don't want to miss it. It's another cheeky little PayPal over from Gunners. And he's commented, great watch along tonight, Pig, and a good win for United. Get in there. Massive shout out to you, Gungshi. Massive shout out to Matty Rush. Massive shout out to Ian Greenwald. Do you know anybody else as well who gets in there and supports this channel in any way that you have, you know, over the past, whenever it may be. Edward Benson as well. Massive shout out. Who else was there? Anyway, you know who you are. Thank you so much to everybody that helps this channel in any which way you can, whether it's just watching, whether it's getting involved in the comments. Please keep doing it. Please keep commenting. I try to read out everybody's comment as we go along. Do what RiarGV says, one of the legendary channel members of the Bacon Brigade, and smash a like on this video. Icky1693 says, like the video, guys. Please do leave a thumbs up on this vid. Let's see if we can smash 100 likes on this video before the end of it. That would be freaking insane. Byron Stevens, how you doing? Says 11 games undefeated, Pig. Get in there, my son. I agree with you. It's brilliant. Jarvis Cocker, bye, Pig and Mrs. Pig. It's a joy to have you in my life. Oh, Jarvis, mate. Always looking forward to your show. Simply the best. Jarvis, man, you've literally touched the pig. Thank you so much. Right, that's it. You've done a David Cameron over there. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for getting involved. You're a bunch of bloody legends. I've had a great fun time on the watch along tonight watching Man United smash up Last Linz 5-0 in a ghost town of a stadium. Get in there, my son. We've done it. And in the end, we made them look like the bloody Walking Dead out there. I'll see you soon. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. Please do us a favour before you go. Smash a little thumbs up on it. Give it a subscribe. Follow me on social media at Mr. Flying Pig HD. And do get involved after this video is just finished as well. That's very important, Bacon Brigade. If you could come back once this video is finished and actually comment in the not live comments and chuck a like on it as well, whatever, that would definitely help us out with the old YouTube algorithm and all that good stuff. Now, I would love to say that there's going to be more watch-alongs and stuff like that. The Spurs game is on Sunday. Me and Henry are supposed to do a watch-along together for that one. But there is a small possibility, or maybe a large possibility, that that game will not be taking place. So we'll keep you posted on the channel. If there is any sort of suspension of the Premier League news, I'll definitely jump on and do a video about it and give you my thoughts on it and everything. So keep a lookout for that. But once again, thank you to all for tuning in. Shout-outs at the end, the Primot, Gungshi, Jonathan Lemon, Gary Wells, Morgan Freeperson, Bruce McIntosh, JP, Devil of a Red, who else? Illa United, thank you so much for getting in here. Everybody else as well. It's been an absolute pleasure as always. Thank you for tuning in. Man United progressed pretty much. You know, I know we've got a second leg to play, but at Old Trafford, 5-0 up against LASK, you'd expect us to progress through to the next round of the Europa League. Come on, my son, get in there. That's it. We're going to leave it here. Marshall Gralla, Ryan Berber Spin 9, Icky 1693, Big God Bob, Here Snark. You're all a bunch of bloody legends. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. Stay classy. Look after yourselves out there, people. Wash your hands. Wash your hands. I know there's a bunch of you dirty scousers tuning in. For Pete's sake, have a bloody wash, would ya? Okay? It wouldn't hurt, it wouldn't kill to have a bloody wash, would ya? All right? Anyway. I'll see you soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. This is the Pig. Take it easy. Come on, United. Oh, I love to have a cheeky little rip of the bin dippers. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, anyway, that's it. That's it from me. 5-0 tonight, lads and lasses. Massive thank you to you all. Absolutely every single one of you. Mikey at the end, RiaGV. I don't know if I shouted you out at the end here, but ultimate treble as well. And everybody else. This is the Patreon list here. Alex Rudd, Alex Rincon, Ighalo, Matty Norton, Lucinda Green, Robbo, Liam White, Gungshi, Jarvis Cocker, Pete Miller, Wallace Montcroy Stewart, who else is there? Marshall Gralla, The Saint, Steve Johnson, Red Devil United 77, Mark Dolman, absolute bloody legend. We've also got to add Ellie Rouse to this list. We've also got to add Bones Brigade 2020, shout out to you, and Ian Greenall, and Morgan Freeperson, and somebody else I think too. So you will be added soon. Massive shout out to you all. Link in the description if you want to help out the Pig, but this is free. Just enjoy watching it if that's what you want to do. I'll see you later. Take it easy. Have a great one. Get in there, my son.